I'm going to start putting materials on this, and I'm going to do it in Blender, and I'm going to do it with the assumption that I'm going to use Eevee. Alright, so let's just go ahead and do this, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click New here, and I'm going to call this Grill. And I'm just going to assign some materials around here. This is going to be ketchup. And mustard. And this one I'm going to call Dio. This one is going to be Grill. This one is going to be Plate, Base, whatever. What do I call that? Grill. Okay. Let's call this Stand. Okay. This one is going to be Spatula Metal. I'll create this, I'll call that Bolt, but I might just reuse a metal here, spatula handle here. Okay. Seeds. Let's call this Bun Top. And Bun Bottom. Let's call that Meat. Cheese. Lettuce. And tomato. And I'll grab that one and do tomato. Get that one. I think we got everybody. Okay, so let's go to the shading tab and right click here, join. Okay, so for the stand, we're going to put ambient occlusion on here, but to do that in Eevee, and I'm going to knock this up to 150. Click ambient occlusion, and I think I'm going to go for like 3. Try that. Blue and screen space reflections. Color management, I'm going to go for maybe medium high. I'll do transparent for now. Okay, so I got ambient occlusion. I'm going to add in a color ramp. And I'll connect that. We'll connect that for the moment. And I'm not sure what I want to do there, but I'm going to start with that. And I want to mix in, I think, a Musgrave texture. I'm going to press Control 2 and I'll try object there. Let's add a mix RGB here. We'll do multiply. Just for a bit of like a mottled sort of look. Just maybe. Just something like that. Very faint. I'm going to start with that. I forgot these, but I'm going to put on the stand material. Okay, I'm going to leave that one there for the moment. Now let's come to the grill. And we're going to do the same kind of thing. So let's take this though. Let's take just that Control C to copy it. Let's come over here and paste that. I'm going to go ahead and put that in for the moment. And I'm going to slide the metallic up, but I don't want it that much. And let's do something like this. Bring the roughness down. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to add a noise texture. I'll do Control T on that. We'll do Object. And I guess we'll just do Bump. I'll go Fact to height. 0.1. I'll start with that. There's something in there. I want it to be sort of cartoony. Slide that up. And a slightly more bluish tinge. I think I'm going to use that on here as well. I'll come back and yeah, maybe I can just grab grill. But I'm going to do some more on there, so I really didn't need all these materials. I'm just going to add plus, new, and this is just going to be black. And I'm going to select there, Control plus, till I get to there. I'm going to assign. I'll make this a little metallic. And that might be all I do for that thing there. So let's just a bit of a different texture on there. So I got that. Let's do the easy ones. This one's going to be real straightforward. Bring the specular up, I'll bring the roughness down. I do need the ambient occlusion now that I think about it, so let's come over here. Let's grab that. I'll put that back into the base color. So. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'll copy those and I'll paste them there. For the ketchup, I'll make it red. We'll plug that in. Bring up the specular, bring down the roughness. So I have that. And I'm going to do a similar thing right here. I'll make this like an orange color. This one I might actually want noise in there. So maybe let's come back to, let's see. Just grab this stuff. Let's plug that in and see what it's like. Okay, let's leave that in there. And now let's take all of this, Control C. Let's come over to the handle, Control V. And I want this handle to be, I don't know. Start with that. I might just do that for that part. And this part, let's start with this base here. Actually, let's start with all of this. I want to do something a little bit different on this. Let's put that in there. And is that the grill? Okay, and bring the metallic up. I want to do something else here. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. But I'm also going to, let's just Shift D and bring those down. I'm going to change this to a wave texture. And maybe I'll do it there. Let's add a mix RGB here. And I'm going to plug, well, maybe I'll take the FAC. Into there of the wave texture. Let's Shift Control left click. And I certainly don't want that. Let's try 100 first of all. Okay, let's not do that. Let's go back and do like 8. All right. So here's what I was thinking. I'm going to rotate this around where? Do it like this. give something else in there. Okay. And shift control there to come back. So that's in there. That might be a little bit too big, but we can mess with that. Let's put a color ramp in there. Let's see. I can fade it in and out. Okay. Let's go for 40. Let's try 40. It's not really going to be very visible. And all right, we'll just have it in there. I'll go back to 0.1. It's just something that just may catch the light a little bit differently. Okay. Okay, so far so good. For the tomatoes, I'm thinking about using pretty much what the ketchup had. Let's start with that. So let's grab those. And I'll plug that in for the moment. And maybe we'll do noise. Let's see what the noise is like here. Control C. Very simple. I was thinking of putting the noise into the color as well. Let's try that. Mix RGB here. For these speckles. And let's put that in there. That kind of thing. It's going to be very similar for the others as well. So for the lettuce, so let's copy this. Control V. Make this a nice green color. Okay, like that. We're going to take that and come down to the meat. Let's try this. Something like that. Might want a gradient on there, I'm not sure. Let's take this lettuce again. copy it over to the cheese. I could play around here with this if I really wanted to. I might do that. For the seeds, I think I'm just going to leave it like this. White, pretty much white. Okay, and that brings us to the bun. And what I'll do is, I just want to grab this ambient occlusion. Now, I want to do a few things with this. Let's plug that in first of all there. Okay. I'm going to add a gradient texture here and Control T. Just a shift control click on that, and you can see the color that I'm getting. And what I'm going to try to do here is flip that on that. Okay, so you can see a dark and a light there, right? Okay, so what I actually want is that reversed. I want the top a little darker, like it's been heated up. So I'm going to put -90 there. And then I'm going to play with this. There we go, something like that. I'm going to add a mix RGB here. And I'm going to connect those two together. Go with multiply. And now I'm going to actually play with the colors here. There's my bun there. Let's go back and grab some noise. And change that up. And I'm going to put some noise in the color and S bump. So I'm going to take that, copy that, and put another one in there. I just want the FAC going in here. That's what I want there. See that? That's what we're kind of going for here. There we go. Okay, and then I will take that bump here. And I'll go for like, try 0.2. Mm-hmm. 0.02. And that might be just what I want right there. Cool. I'll take all this stuff here, Control C, Control V. This is the bottom button. And I believe what I'm going to want to do is switch this to 90. And we'll connect this up. May have to make an adjustment to this. Well, actually, I'm getting it in a pretty decent position, but what I could do, you know, is down here you'd have to mess with this for where you want your burn. But I can leave it around there. I think I'll come back to here though. And all right, so I'll throw a few lights in there on the camera, and I'll come back and I'll show you how it looks in Eevee. All right, I've got a few lights in there, and I've done a quick render in Eevee, and this is how she looks. All right, a few lights around here, and we can just mess around. I've thrown in an HDRI, and we just look from another position. And there we go. And that's my scene. Cool. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.